Hey, this is Seth with In Demand Career. I show people how to get life-changing jobs in digital marketing with no previous experience or education. And that includes my very special guest today, Lance, who was working in warehouses and doing fast food jobs when he found my course a couple of years ago. He took my training, learned digital marketing skills, hustled very, very hard, got his first entry-level job making $51,000 a year in PPC, then leveled up in that job to $65,000 a year. And now he has a new job making between $85,000 and $90,000 a year, just 2 years into his career. The job is fully remote. He's very happy and excited about his career path. I'm very excited to share his story with you. Thanks for being here, Lance.
Hey, absolutely, man. Glad to be back. And yeah, man, it's been a long time coming. And yeah, a lot's definitely changed since we last spoke. Gosh, yeah, over 2 years ago now. So yeah, good to be back. Good to talk to you, man.
You too. It's good to see you, man. Very happy for you. So why don't you tell people a little bit about your current job that you have right now, the
Yeah,
one that you just got
so
hired for?
absolutely. Yeah. So the job that I'm going to be taking is a digital marketing manager position with a company called iSolved. And so everything that I'll be talking about it's in B2B software as a service, which is just the industry that all this is. But yeah, so this is a digital marketing manager position, kind of managing everything from paid LinkedIn, Google PPC, a little bit of SEO, email, mostly stuff that has to deal with referring partners. And partners in B2B software just means basically, well, at least in this partner territory, they have the software solution, and then they have these partners that help resell the software. So we market to their customers and to the partners to build relationships with the partner themselves, and then also with their customers because they have similar technology that relates to the technology that we have. So we build really tight relationships with both the vendors and their customers to help basically integrate what they're already doing with our software. If that makes sense. There's a lot of B2B lingo and whatnot. So
Yeah, man, it sounds awesome. It sounds interesting. It sounds complex, which is probably why you're getting paid so well. And I'm really happy for you and, how you're growing in your career. But of course, everybody wants to know is like, how did you go from working in a warehouse or doing fast food to get to this point? So let's just go back in time to, how you started in the career. And guys, there's a previous interview with Lance. I'll post the link there. So he goes much more in depth. But then I actually want to talk more about how you grew in that position to be able to transition up to this new job. But let's
yeah,
start with, like, what was going on in your life when you first found the course and how did that change happen?
yeah. So when I first found the course, I was working a bunch of dead end jobs, fast food warehouses. And the last job I was working in a dead end public health unit, trying to use my degree, which was in public health. And I made it 3 months in before I started watching a lot of uh, your videos through Shane Hummus, and just yeah, it felt really called. I was like, man, it's either now I'm gonna hate the rest of my life. And I mean, I just saw an opportunity. I saw all the testimonials from your YouTube channel, and yeah, that was just enough for me to go, hey, dude, I'm like I have nothing to lose, right? So I just went all in on the course for 3 months, basically every single day, 3 hours a day, nothing less, no days off. It was just 3 months on. And yeah, it basically went from knowing nothing about digital marketing, finishing the course, and getting a job within 3 to 4 months.
That's so awesome, man. So awesome. And so if you guys, again, if you watch the previous interview, you'll see the details about, getting the job and all that. So when we last saw you, you had just started that job. So what happened, when you got hired, and how did you grow to get a raise at that job and then eventually, transition into this new job?
Yeah. So for me, it was definitely, well, I got really blessed with the manager I was working with because he knew quite a bit about B2B SaaS, software as a service. But yeah, he had been in the industry for 5 years at that time, and really just kind of took me under his wing. And really for me, it was really kind of a mix of different things. So it was a mix of really learning as much as I could from him and getting my hands dirty with a lot of different channels. in marketing. Also learning outside of my job, so not buying into the work-life balance kind of myth where it's just you work at your desk and then once you leave your desk, you're no longer working. I don't subscribe to that, because that's how you stay in whatever entry level position that you're in. And then also the third thing was also for me, really, I think it's a lot of like my work style. So I set focus sessions and I set a timer, and I set that timer for an hour, and then I work dedicated for that hour. I don't bring my phone. I'm actually in a closet office right now. This is a laundry room. So no phones coming here. I set that timer. After the timer goes off, I walk around for 10 to 20 minutes, and then it's right back to work. So really kind of a mix of three different things. Again, just learning as much as I could about the space, from other people in the space and from my boss, and getting and tactically applying the knowledge, and then really setting myself up for success in terms of work environment, especially like working remote. And yeah, a lot of those different things just kind of feed into one another, but it just really helped me grow my understanding of B2B SaaS and the overall demand generation space as a whole, rather than just learning paid media, which again, like in B2B SaaS, like if you kind of can wear many different hats, you're looked at as someone who knows a lot about a ton of different things, and you're very useful in terms of like big picture strategy of just like figuring out how all of this ties together.
Right. Those are some really good insights. By the way, guys, B2B, I can hear myself. I don't know. I'll just keep talking. Hopefully the audio is okay. The B2B SaaS means like business to business software as a service. And that means like online, basically software as a service is, I think it's the best business model ever, because there's no goods. It's just like an online website, like anything you log into, like Canva, or I mean that's not, what's an example of a SaaS you can give to people that maybe a more mainstream SaaS that they could use to understand what we're talking about?
Yeah, so really I would think anything Asana, so the project management software. I mean, even Dropbox is technically SaaS, but really just any kind of business that offers a software that is typically used by another business. So basically businesses creating software that solve big businesses or big business challenges and pain points, right? But I think like the biggest one I can think of that most people probably know is Asana.
Right. I remember back in the day, things like Basecamp was like a thing. It's like this organizational software tool for meetings and teams and all that. And that's like, those guys are crushing it. Or
Yeah.
I'm sure they still are, but I haven't, used that software in a while. But also, yeah, your mindset obviously is really important. And by, the work-life balance in this industry is very good. Just listen to my other interviews. But again, what he's talking about is really not being complacent and always trying to learn more. I did want to just touch on that since you said that. You're working remotely, so you took it upon yourself to learn more and be more motivated. But what was the work-life balance like, just working remotely compared to, say, working in a warehouse or working, at a fast food place?
Yeah, I mean, for me, the work-life balance is great because personally I get to work a little bit more. It's very easy to start at 7 a.m. for me, after I finish breakfast and whatnot, and just go ahead and get to work. And I usually work until 4:30. So yes, it's really nice. And I mean, sometimes I don't start until 8, and then I just finish at 5. And I either get a workout in before or I get a workout in after. I can go and run my errands. So like I have to drive to see this bougie doctor in Overland Park out here, and he's like 20 minutes outside of where I live. So on my lunch break, I can just pack up and just figure out when I have blocks to go and pick up my medications. So yeah, there's a lot of different things like that where like, sometimes I can go meet a friend for a quick coffee, if I can squeeze it in, as long as I'm working 7 to 8 hard hours, then I can make it happen. But I usually lean more towards, as long as I can get like 8 full sessions and have like one break, then like, or one hour break, then that's how I usually function. And I just kind of like plug and play just based on what the schedule is looking like that week.
Yeah. Yeah. It looks like, I mean, it sounds like you enjoy the flexibility and but you're also, very driven. Um, And so what I want to kind of lead into now is, okay, so you started with no knowledge and no experience in digital marketing. Now you hit the ground running at this agency. You're learning so much. Like, what was the actual like the real world result of this? Were you managing small budgets and then you moved to bigger budgets? Like, what kind of led you to the point where now you'd be able to transition into this newer job in terms of your skills and responsibility?
Yeah, so really we started out, I mean, really our budgets were already kind of insane, at least for the paid media side of things on our accounts receivable solution. But we were managing over 50, so somewhere between like 50 to 70K a month between LinkedIn, Google, and a little bit of Meta. And yeah, so yeah, managing crazy budgets, kind of off the bat. But really, I think like what's really like set me up for this job now is really just the mindset, because again, like for me, like when I was even talking to the hiring manager, I was actually interviewing for a position that was more of kind of like an agency level position where it's like that. It's titled an account-based marketing manager, which right now I'm an account-based marketing specialist. And typically, like when you see a manager level role, you would think like that's an owning strategy kind of role, but they had this role kind of set up to be more like just tactical execution. Whereas like when I was interviewing with it was a third and final interviewer, but basically was interviewing with her team and was talking more like strategy and just like what I've been seeing in the space in the company that I work for now, and just like where I saw opportunity, and we're just kind of like spitballing, just like basically just spitballing like high level strategy opportunity in the interview. But I couldn't have done that without a general a knowledge base of just that expanded outside of just what I was doing in my day to day. Because I mean, I'm not super skilled in all aspects of B2B marketing, but you can learn a lot from everyone else in the space. And yeah, I give a lot of credit to Dave, he's the old CEO of, or not CEO, CMO of Drift. But yeah, Dave's been great. Like Exit 5 is a huge B2B resource for me. But yeah, just learning from them and just applying the knowledge and yeah, in my day-to-day role here, and just learning from the best in my company. That's really what has like set me up yeah, for this role.
It's great, man. I mean, you definitely are. It'd be hard to tell that you came from a background in fast food based on how you're talking now. Um, we
Hope
have,
so.
yeah, man. I mean, that's some really good takeaways. I mean, I had, when I got my first six-figure job, it was kind of similar. Like, I wasn't even that experienced at the time. I mean, I had a year or two of agency experience, but in the interview, I really impressed them with my overall knowledge, strategy, creative, and the creative ability. And people want, for depending on what role you're in, if it is like an agency, just like PPC manager role, they want maybe see your analytical side. But this like is more of a visionary role. It sounds like you're going to be actually implementing strategy. That excites people because they need that. You need that creativity, even in AI is developing so many tools. You still need people like you to drive the tools, to operate the tools.
Absolutely.
And it's awesome that you were able to bring that out in the interview. We have a little bit of a time crunch today because our coaching call is starting in a few minutes. So I'd love to talk to you more about this, but I think you shared your journey here, and again, what's possible in just 2 short years. Is really amazing. How I guess just on a personal level, how does it feel to have achieved this? What do your friends or family think?
Dude, it definitely feels unreal. I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm definitely going into this with quite a bit of imposter syndrome. But at the end of the day, I mean, it's sink or swim, really. It's like, for me, it's just like it's kind of like people that say they're gonna have kids, right? They're like, oh, I'll have kids when I'm ready. And it's like, honestly, I don't think you're ever like technically going to be ready for that next big jump, right? So, for me, this being a big jump, it's like it feels like I'm not ready, but again, I don't think these guys would have pushed me through the final interviews had they not seen something in me that says, hey, I'm ready. And not only that, but they took me away from the initial job that I was interviewing for to offer me this other job, right? So like they took me away from the tactical just execution ABM manager and said, hey, we have a strategic role that I just wanted to mention to you based on what we were talking about. So yeah, if they see it, then there's something there. So yeah, for me, feel a little bit nervous, but again, I think it's just, yeah, it's just come in prepared. I'm already learning more about the partner ecosystem in B2B SaaS. So just learning more about that. I'm also about to interview with someone in my company who's a gangster contractor in partner marketing. So pick their brain, but basically put together like a 30, 60, 90-day plan of like, this is what I know, like based off my background in digital marketing. And this is where I'm going to start within this company. So I can start, figuring out like what's going on in terms of what they've been running, what's working, what's not working, and then start getting my hands around the systems, operations, and then start wrapping my head around, okay, this is what I think is possible. So
Right.
then I can start executing and bringing in
I think,
results.
yeah, man, you're gonna crush it. I think it's great. And guys, I mean, that's really, you know, a guy who's already having success, still feeling imposter syndrome. It's normal when you get a promotion or you advance or have anything new and good happen in your life. It's a totally natural phenomenon to feel. I mean, it's a weird phrase. They didn't have that phrase when I was growing up. We would just say you feel nervous. But it's just like anything. You have to get out of your comfort zones in order to advance. But here's, you know, he's living proof that, you know, you don't have to overcome imposter syndrome to move forward. You just keep moving forward. And clearly, everyone watching this, and obviously the people hiring you and your current job that already has been paying you for 2 years and you've been helping them, know that you have the skills and abilities to do it. So it's great that you have the focus to move forward. I'm very excited for you. You know, keep us posted. I'm really excited to see where this goes for you. Is there anything else you want to say to me or anyone watching the interview before we finish up?
Yeah, absolutely, man. I've definitely seen this quite a bit in the Facebook group when I was poking around. I think late last year. But man, a lot of people say that they go off and on the course, and all I gotta say is you gotta go all on. If you don't go all on every single day, at least an hour a day, there's no like it's going to take you longer. If you just go all on, all in, just full send on the course and in the job too, like once you land the job, because you will land the job if you go all in on the course. So go all in on the course and then go all in on your career. And I guarantee you in 2 years, your life will look equally as different.
That's awesome advice, man. I definitely recommend following that. That's what I noticed as well as people. It's a matter of how much focus and how much follow through you put into it. The jobs are there, the opportunities are there, and as you know, companies are still hiring. And yeah, man, it's a great transformation. I'm very happy for you. Can people reach out to you if they have any questions on LinkedIn? Can they reach out to you?
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely send all the
Awesome.
connections. I'm connected with quite a few people from the course already, so definitely reach out. I've been messaging a couple other people who are still going through the interview process right now. So yeah, absolutely reach out.
I appreciate that. I'll put his LinkedIn link below the video along with the previous interview. We have to jump off because the group coaching call is starting on the Zoom room in about 1 minute. So, but thanks, Lance. It was great chatting with you, great catching up. I'm very happy for you, and we will talk soon.
Likewise, brother. Hey, thank you for everything, Seth.
You are welcome.